In April 2012, my family and I were going to go to a baseball game. So my mom picked us up from school early, and she got into our driveway and she asked my older sister and I to go get the garbage cans because they picked up the trash on our street. I got out of the car and I think, oh, I better save this snail, because that day in science class we had gotten a snail to take care of. So it was in the cup holder of the car door, and when I closed the door, I didn't want it to die of shock. And I tried to step back into the car, but my mom didn't know I was stepping back into the car, so she drove forward into the garage. So the car ran over my foot. Now that would not have been so bad if my foot had been flat on the ground, but it was kind of flexed, I guess you could call it. Like I was on my tiptoe, and it crushed and misplaced a lot of the bones in that foot. So I was laying on the ground, freaking out a little bit, in shock, and my mom called the ambulance. I went to the hospital. That whole time, I had Ours by Taylor Swift stuck in my head because my older sister was singing it earlier that day. So that's why it's the song of the week. Anyway, so I went to the hospital. Basically, I just got an x-ray. And the doctor, he put a splint on my leg. And he said that I could wear the splint for 6 weeks. And then I just could be in a boot. When I wore the splint, I had to be on crutches. And so I was relieved. I think he said there were 7 fractures in my right foot. And then I got Chipotle. I love Chipotle. In the next 2 weeks, I fell on my splint a lot on the crutches, which wasn't fun. And the pain wasn't getting any better. We went to an orthopedic surgeon, and he looked at the x-rays and he said, okay, now you can have surgery. It's optional, but it will help. And you can have it either tomorrow or in 3 days. So we decided that I should have the surgery because I didn't want to risk it. I never had surgery before, so I didn't know what to expect. It was strange. And basically what they did was they put 2 pins in my foot, and they were going to take them out in a month. So during that time, I had 2 pins in my foot. And apparently after I woke up from the surgery, I told my mom that I had a knife in my foot. When I first had the surgery, the pain just wasn't controlled very well by the medicine that they gave me. So the pain that I felt after I came out of the operating room was worse than the pain that I felt when it actually happened. So in a month, I got the pins removed. I still had to wear a cast and everything. Pretty much during that time, I just laid in my sister's bed because I couldn't get up in my loft bed. I got the pins removed and everything went fine. I finally could walk about 3 months after it actually happened. So it was 4th of July weekend that I started walking, and I walked with a limp and everything, and I went, and I was so happy because I had been on crutches for a long time and everything was good except for the limp. And I went back to the surgeon, and he said that I didn't need physical therapy. Everything was okay. I could go and just go about my normal life. Well, that was July, and then September of 2012, when I started school again, I was jogging with a limp in gym, and I felt a really sharp pain in my leg. I figured, I don't know, I probably just pulled something. For about a week, the pain got worse. So I went back to the doctor, the orthopedic doctor, not the surgeon, and he took an x-ray, and we found out that I had a fracture in my tibia. So I had to be on crutches again. Now, normally it shouldn't take that long for it to heal, but it took 8 weeks for my leg to heal, be on crutches. And it was just a fracture, it wasn't even a break. So that was strange. And then he told me that I had to have physical therapy, and I did for 5 months, because it wasn't, at that point, it wasn't just for my leg, it was also for my foot, which I didn't get physical therapy on. Because it turns out that part of the reason that leg had really fractured was because I wasn't really balanced, so physical therapy would have prevented that. So I was not happy. It was finally March, I believe, 2013, that I stopped going to physical therapy and everything was okay. So the song of the week this week is Ours by Taylor Swift, as I mentioned earlier in this video. And then I'm going to have another video after this. So many injuries. Thank you for watching. Bye!